Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Monday, November 4th, and I'm going to be analyzing the Aussie US dollar, starting on the monthly, working my way all the way down to the 1 hour time frame for the full top-down analysis. But first, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you'd like to give access to my swing trade signals, my daily members-only live streams on Zoom, and my 34-video trading course, all included for only $30 per month. So anyways, on the Aussie dollar monthly, I mean, we had a very, very weak month last month for pretty much all these pairs. Definitely does look like a possible three waves up, which would most likely lead to a pretty decent move to the downside, probably even taking out maybe even both of these lows before it really does make that bigger move to the upside. Taking it down to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we definitely do have a breaker structure, so we know that at least this last move up is over. Definitely kind of an odd pattern to me because this is three waves up right here. If this was actually supposed to be like a wave C of like an A, B, C, you would expect a wave C to be a five-way pattern, not a three-way pattern. So maybe it's some sort of a WXY or something. But either way, that doesn't really matter much to me because I think there's a pretty good chance this should make five waves to the downside. So let's head down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we did technically get a breaker structure to the upside, but I wouldn't really consider this to be a good breaker structure until we can see it holding above structure. So far, it is kind of rejecting structure, and we have a big gap over the market open on Sunday. It is U.S. elections tomorrow, and that's going to be an extremely big deal for all the U.S. dollar pairs. I do think this first move down is going to be in A or more likely at 1, and I do think that we are likely to start a move to the upside, which would be a crescent to this whole move down for a wave B or a wave 2. Most likely it is a wave 1 and a wave 2, but it definitely could turn into an A and a B. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, like I said, we definitely did get a pretty significant break of structure. We got a big old gap down here on most of the dollar pairs, and gaps usually do get filled within 3 days. So it does kind of seem likely like it might go down, and honestly, it could just end up being another rejection of structure, and it could continue down. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this on sort of time frames. I think that the next 2 days are gonna have lots and lots of volatility, probably lots of bull traps, bear traps. So definitely be very, very cautious. This is a very, very big election in the U.S. Lots and lots of drama behind this election, in my opinion. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, like I said, we had this huge gap down here on most of the dollar pairs. Most gaps do fill. I don't really actually trade based on gaps because, a gap could fill within a day or two, or it could fill within a month or two. We don't really know how long it's going to take this gap to fill. So I do have my Fibonacci retracement out here. I would definitely be keeping an eye out for a possible long, especially with the fact that it did break structure. If you do see three waves down, like an A, B, C correction down to one of these lower fibs, especially if it goes down to like the 78 and fills most of that gap, then makes a nice impulsive engulfing move to the upside, I definitely would take that as a nice long opportunity, potentially for the beginning of a uptrend for what is most likely going to turn out to be a 1, 2, 3 of wave A, which is either an A of an ABC of B or an A of an ABC of 2. In my opinion, it doesn't matter whether it's a B or a 2 because basically the trading strategy is exactly the same for an ABC of B as it is for an ABC of 2. So don't forget to join my free Discord group. It's linked over here in the corner. And as always, thank you and happy trading.